All right, today we're going to take a look at the Sig 320 X-Five. I'd like to start off by saying thank you to everyone who watches my first two videos. Mom and Dad, I truly appreciate it, though I know you don't give two craps about it. Thank you. But in seriousness, we're going to take a look at the X-Five. For me, it's been a contentious gun because I cannot make up my mind whether I really like it or am going to pass on it and get something different. I know I don't hate it. I know I do kind of like it, but there's some things I just can't figure out no matter how much I dry fire it or the times I've taken it to the range. I just can't make up my mind on it, which for an $800 gun is probably making up in mind in and of itself, because when you pay that much money for something, you better darn well love it. So this one may hit the open market here shortly. But I am going to talk about the gun and my experiences with it. Of course, like I said, there's really nothing bad about it. Just a lot of it doesn't fit me great. And I kind of have ups and downs with it. And that's probably why I'm going to part with it. I just can't really get behind it. For me, I obviously did not buy this as a carry gun. I want to play Captain Obvious here. It is giant, but it's very controllable. It's the size that you can take to the range and have a good time, not have any problems, of course, with shooting all day. It's not going to be an issue. But part of the problem with it being so big is the grip. So the P320s, which I have, believe it or not, this is my fourth one. The other three I did end up selling. I got them pre-recall. Two of the three I had the Apex trigger in, and I did end up selling all of those post-recall. Put them in for the recall, got them back. Everything was just a little bit different shooting experience with it, and I wasn't truly in love with them the first time, but I was in love with the modularities of the hand grips. You know, that really was probably the number one thing for me. I do have about medium-sized hands, I would say. A lot of guns I'll usually use the medium. Sometimes I'll use the small back strap just because I do like a smaller grip. Grip sizes that I really like in this type of gun are going to be the APX, the CZ-P10C, and also the M&P 2.0. And all of those I think are a little bit smaller grips when looking at other guns like the P320 and the Glock. Which again, I've got, I don't know, 4 Glocks, and I've had a couple others. I do like them, obviously, or I wouldn't have 4 and shoot them as much as I do. But ergonomically, they're just not in the same category as the other 3 for my hands. Now, the 320 X-Five, unfortunately, this one comes with a medium backstrap, but it's a big grip. It's wide, it's blocky. People say a Glock is a 2x4. I say this is a 4x4 with routed edges because it's just massive. And when you hold it, you know, in your shooting grip, I just get some gappage in here. I can't really I don't know, I just can't ever get 100% comfortable with it. Although, ergonomically, it is much better than the regular P320. I think this beaver tail helps a lot. I don't have the regular 320 to compare it to because, like I said, I had sold them. But I do feel like I get up under the gun more. It is more controllable. I can shoot it a little bit faster. So if you have a P320 and you really like that platform, I would say absolutely positively go get this gun. You know, find it for a decent price, but go get it. You're gonna love it. It shoots great, shoots flat, if you love the P320 platform. Couple things about it, of course, it does have the lightning cuts up here. Of course, it's cleared, everything's good to go. Also has a nice heavy bull barrel, which I like. Slide serrations front and back. It does have a fiber optic target sight. I believe these are Dawson is what I had heard. Not 100% sure on that, but I believe these are Dawson Precision. And it also has the plate for the RMR. This was the big selling point for me because the only red dot I've had prior to this was the P320 Compact with the Romeo 1. I really wasn't in love with the red dot, even though it's the only pistol red dot I've had. I didn't really like the buttons on it or the controls. Again, it was a good red dot, just wasn't, you know, something that I fell in love with. So I wanted to get another red dot pistol. I got this for a good price. I think out the door was about, I got it for $7.90 or something out the door, plus I got 100 rounds of ammo with it. So it was a good price, and you know, I wanted to take a look at it. I'd picked it up and pulled the trigger a couple times, and it's funny, the whole friggin' story of this gun is the same. So I'd seen it in the store a few times. It was a good price, small local gun shop I get the majority of my stuff at. And I dry fired it, and it's like it was just right, it's right on the edge of me being like, this is a friggin' awesome gun, but it just isn't quite there. But I still bought it, you know, because I'm an idiot. And I like new shiny things, so I got it and wanted to try it. You know, it's similar to the, what is it, the TAC Ops, which I also had, the P320 TAC Ops installed. So it does come with 3 of the 21 round magazines, which is awesome. Thank you very much, Sig, because your magazines are not cheap. It does come with the, as you see, very large mag well extender. So that's nice too for, you know, quick in, out. Magazine release, very positive. Takedown is like the other P320s. Lock the slide back, rotate the lever down, which is very stiff right now. Release the slide, slide it off. You don't have to pull the trigger, press any buttons, anything like that. So it's, you know, takedown's the same. Recoil spring. Come on. Hang on a second here. There we go. I've just gone full retard. There we go. Fub that up a little bit. Pull out the barrel. Again, big bull barrel on this thing. Nice crown cut in there. Protect the barrel, of course, from chips. See if I can get this on the camera. Polished feed ramp. This is dirty because I literally just got back, or non-polished feed ramp. This is dirty because I just got back from the range. But the barrel's beefy, no doubt about it. Slide, same thing. Now this, let me see if I can show it here in the camera. And look at it. This little cutout here, a little milling right there. And I think this also, it can't be 100% positive because it's been a while since I had them. It were some of the changes on the P320. When I sent them in, got them back, this section was milled out. It wasn't recoated, they just milled it out, which I'm sure is not a big deal, but it was just, I was just like, what the hell, you know? Freaking bare stainless and a very nice finished gun. That was a little obnoxious. Excuse me, but everything else looks good. I've got about 250, 300 rounds through it. Not a whole lot, but a lot of grease and stuff. Like I said, it's dirty. I just got back from the range, so my hands are now filthy. So to put it back together, same deal. Only probably smoother than that monkey job I just did. But then, recoil spring. Slide it back, lock it in. Although I did forget to take out the chassis to show people how easy that is, which I'm sure you've seen videos on these before. Pull out that. You just kind of move it around. You'll find the spot eventually, so she said. Pull this out, and there's your chassis system. Fantastic. Far better than the APX removable chassis. Easy to clean. That's the biggest thing for me is being able to really get in there and clean it pretty good. I do have a little bit of carpal tunnel as well as tendonitis in both arms, so my fingers will tend to get numb and really sore when I'm messing with small parts or shooting or things like that. So this makes it a lot easier for me to clean. I don't like taking each little thing apart. I'm not very good at it and just don't care to. So instead of just spraying in some gun wash in this and cleaning it like that every so often, you can take out the chassis system and really give it a good cleaning without having a spring shoot across the room and then you're up the creek, as they say. Put it back in, back slides in first, push down. Everything looks lined up. And again, I just kind of move it around. I'll find the spot eventually, like she said. Get it in there. People are probably screaming at the camera going, "You're doing it wrong, you freaking moron." Whatever. There we go. Okay. Now again, rotate down. Put the slide back on. All right. So again, this isn't the most detailed review. If you're looking for one of those, go to KS Gun Guy or Guns and Gear, or somebody who knows more about what they're talking than me. I'm just talking about really my experiences with this gun from this point on. So like I said, grip's a little bit big. Don't love it. The sight, actually, I know a lot of people like Dawson Precision. I do too. I wish the fiber optic was a smidge bigger. It's just a little bit hard to pick up. The range I go to is pretty well lit. I haven't had this one shooting outside yet. But inside it's lit, but it does take a second to find it. So I wish it was a smidge bigger. Operation of the gun's fine. I've had 0 malfunctions of any kind. A couple different kinds of ammo that I've put through it. But again, every time I take it to the range, it's like, meh, it could be better. I could enjoy it more. Every time I sit down and dry fire it, trying to make up my mind with this dadgum trigger, I can't do it. And that's probably the only really disappointing part about this gun is you're paying for an out-of-the-box competition pistol, which I feel they should put a damn good trigger in it. Is this improved over the other P320? Yeah, a little bit. Is this a PPQ or a P10C that comes right out of the box that is not a competition gun? Hell no, absolutely not. This isn't even in the same category of those two triggers. People can yell at me all they want, but it's just, for me, it's not even close. Again, good trigger, but it's in the Glock territory, maybe the M&P territory. I like both of those triggers better than this one, but it's a comparable trigger. For a competition gun, they should have done better. They really should have. I think they dropped the ball on the trigger, and it's a little frustrating. So to give you an example of how I shot it, today I went to the range with 3 guns. I had this. I had the, let me scoot this aside for a second, the APX Compact, because this, I did put a video out on this one. This is absolutely competing for a spot in the carry rotation, and basically it's a spot. I just got to kind of, find a friggin' holster for it. Good luck with that. So I had this one there, and I had the M&P 2.0 Compact there, because that is also another gun that I carry a lot. M&P today I shot okay, meh. The rear sight's a little bit out of whack. I do need to adjust it. Not a lot, but just a little bit. It's a little bit off center. So what I did is I had these 2 guns there, and I put a target out, clean target, and I shot from 7 yards and one area from 10 yards from both of these guns. I'm not trying to, make any long-range records here, just something that's reasonable, that I think both of these guns should be able to shoot very well, based on the user, you know what I mean? I am not a tactical trainer. I've never had tactical training. Do I want to? John Lovell. Next time you get one in Atlanta, I'm going to head up. I have family there. I definitely want to do that. Extremely excited to sign up for one of those. I think he's awesome. I'm not an instructor. I've never been in the military. I'm literally just an average dude who loves to shoot. So, anyway, with the target, I have to fold it in half so I'm a big picture here. Front portion here. This one is the P320 at 7 yards. Very good group here, I think, for me. Low and left, I usually shoot a little bit low and left like pretty much every other right-handed person in the world. It's called a flinch. It happens. What can you do? Fight it every time and just can't ever get rid of it. And I did pull 2 here. It's 7 yards. You see that's like, that's frustrating, especially for a gun like that. This was, a couple of these were at 7, maybe 4 or 5 of them, and I realized, hey, dummy, you're supposed to put it at 10. So I put it out at 10 and finished this up at 10 yards. And then this one was also the P320 at 7. As you see here, I had it more centered. The height's about the same, but center I pulled over a little bit. So you can see this is me. This isn't the gun shooting left. That's just me jerking it out a little bit. So these are the 320 X-Five 7.7 10. And then just to show you the APX Compact, this right here, those aren't holes, those are just scrapes, is 7 yards also. So the APX Compact, a small, compact, waist carry gun, and that's really good for me. Low and left, surprise, surprise. But this was a really good group. Very happy with that one. Same thing, this is a competition gun. I mean, good Lord. Same group. I just, if I was putting them more in here, like even this group, if I tightened it up and these were up a little higher, this here a little bit left, that's me, that's not the gun. But at the end of the day, it's how I shoot the gun. That's really what matters. So anyway, that's kind of my take on it. I shoot them pretty much the same. At this range, you can shoot 1 round per second, so of course, I absolutely did not break that rule in any of this shooting. I was at 1 per second. But the idea was I wasn't sitting there taking a million breaths between each shot. I shot them at a good pace. When I go to the range, I have 200 rounds, typically 3 pistols, and I divide it up between the 3 in no particular order whatsoever, except for that one. So that's why you see, you know, probably 10 shots per, 10 to 15 per. I only put 10 in, and so that kind of helps me pace myself. Anyway, so not a whole lot of detailed information. That's really not what this was about. This is about me trying to make up my mind what I'm going to do with this pistol. I really want a red dot on a pistol. You know, Glock 17 MOS, the Beretta APX Combat, this, you know, were kind of the 3 I was thinking about, and I'm sure I'm going to get every Glock person in the world to tell me if I don't get a 17 MOS, I'm a complete moron. And that's cool, you know, Chevy Ford guys, what are you going to do? But I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. So anyway, if you're a P320 fan and you really like them, you shoot them well, absolutely positively get this. Very good gun. You know, like I said, I got it for a good price, under $800, and that was out the door. So you can find them for a good price, and I would highly recommend it. If you're not a P320 fan, like I really wasn't, again, not that it's a bad gun, doesn't fit you well, I would say don't, you know, don't do it. Don't spend the money. It's just not going to be that much of a difference to make you all of a sudden fall in love with a P320. So anyway, that's my semi-review, what am I going to do with this gun? It's driving me absolutely bonkers video. And if you have any questions or comments or anything that might actually help me make my decision, go ahead and put it down below, Mom and Dad, and I would appreciate it. Anyway, have a good day, and see you next time.